They say beauty can change lives. But what if beauty could end them? Victoria was born on a quiet night, in a hospital room that would never be quiet again. Nurses rushed in. Doctors smiled. Her parents cried happy tears. And then, one by one, something impossible happened. Anyone who looked directly at the newborn baby collapsed. No screams. No warning. Just sudden silence. By morning, the hospital was full of bodies and questions no one could answer. Doctors blamed shock. Some whispered about gas leaks. Others quit on the spot. The truth was buried fast. Official reports disappeared. And Victoria's parents were told one thing very clearly: never let anyone see her face again. They loved their daughter more than anything, but they were terrified of her gift, or curse. So they hid her from the world. Victoria grew up inside the same house, year after year. No birthday parties. No playgrounds. No sleepovers. Her mother taught her at home. Her father brought books by the dozens. And Victoria learned fast. Too fast. She read like she was starving. Math felt like a game. Science felt like breathing. Her mind was sharp, curious, alive. But her world was small. She watched other kids through the window. She listened to laughter outside and wondered what it felt like to belong. She wore soft cloth around her face even inside the house, just in case. Mirrors were covered. Photos didn't exist. Her parents never described her face. They didn't have to. Victoria knew. She knew that if someone really saw her, they wouldn't survive it. That kind of knowledge sits heavy on a child's heart. By the time she turned 18, her parents faced a truth they couldn't avoid anymore. They couldn't lock her away forever. She deserved a life. An education. A future. So they made a rule. She could go to university. But her face must stay covered. Always. Victoria wrapped layers of cloth around her head every morning. Only her eyes showed. Careful. Calm. Controlled. She practiced moving through crowds without brushing shoulders. She learned to keep distance. She learned how to disappear in plain sight. At university, people noticed her immediately. Not because of her face, but because of her brain. She finished exams first. She answered questions professors didn't expect students to understand. Her name floated through classrooms like a rumor. That covered girl. The genius. The weird one. She didn't care about praise. She only cared about one thing: getting through the day without hurting anyone. But curiosity is louder than kindness. Whispers followed her through halls. Why does she hide? Is she burned? Is she disfigured? Is she cursed? And then there was Bella. Bella loved attention like air. She was loud, pretty, and cruel in the way only bored people can be. She picked targets who didn't fight back. And Victoria, quiet and covered, was perfect. One afternoon, Bella blocked her path. "Hey," she said, arms crossed, voice dripping with fake concern. "Why do you always cover your face? What are you hiding under there? Something ugly?" Laughter bubbled behind her. Victoria stayed calm. "You don't want to see my real face." Bella laughed harder. "Oh please. If you're not ugly, prove it." "I'm serious," Victoria said. "You don't want to see." That only made it worse. Every day after that, Bella pushed harder. Insults. Jokes. Crowds. Pressure. And every time, Victoria walked away. Until one day, Bella snapped. She decided words weren't enough. She needed proof. That's when she chose Joshua. Joshua was everything Bella wasn't: effortless. Tall. Popular without trying. Girls followed him. He smiled and doors opened. Bella hated that she didn't control him. So she made a deal. She cornered him at lunch and laid out her plan like it was nothing. Get close to Victoria. Gain her trust. Make her sleep. Take off the cloth. Take a photo. Joshua hesitated. Something about it felt wrong. But pressure is powerful. And Bella knew exactly which buttons to push. He agreed. At first, it was easy. Victoria didn't expect kindness, so even basic politeness felt big. Joshua sat near her. Walked with her. Asked about her favorite books. Listened. For real. And that's where things went wrong. Victoria wasn't supposed to feel safe. Joshua wasn't supposed to care. But he did. She laughed for the first time in years. She talked about stars, and atoms, and how lonely intelligence can feel when you have no one to share it with. Joshua started forgetting why he was there. Until Bella reminded him. One night, Joshua came to Victoria's room to study. She trusted him enough to let him in. Trusted him enough to turn her back. The powder dissolved into her tea silently. Minutes later, she slept. Joshua stood over her bed, hands shaking. He untied the cloth. And then he saw her. Not just beauty. Something more. Something overwhelming. Like staring into the sun and the ocean at the same time. His chest tightened. His knees buckled. And just like everyone before him, Joshua died. Victoria woke up to silence. She saw the cloth on the floor. She saw Joshua's body. And she knew. She screamed until her voice broke. Police came. Questions followed. But there was no blood. No struggle. Just fear. They let her go. The truth finally had witnesses. Victoria wanted to disappear forever. But her mother said something that changed everything. You are not the problem. Fear is. The next day, Victoria went back. Bella tried to break her again. Called her a monster. A killer. But this time, Victoria didn't run. She spoke. And for the first time, Bella had nothing to say. Weeks later, a new student arrived. Dennis. Calm. Observant. Different. When Bella tried her usual tricks, Dennis ignored her. But when he saw Victoria, he didn't stare. He didn't ask. He didn't push. He just said, "You don't owe anyone your face." And for the first time in her life, Victoria felt seen. Not by her beauty, but by her soul. And that changed everything. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Epic Stories and watch the next one waiting for you.